Hi you guys, so I'm back wearing the same outfit and makeup, but in today's video we are going to be doing my fall foundation routine. I don't usually do foundation routines, but since I haven't been putting my foundation and foundation in any of the videos, I wanted to just make a simple, kind of easy, one-stop shop video. Also, one of my subscribers did ask for this because she wants to know what foundation shade I'm wearing right now in between kind of like summer and winter, and the shades are always the same. They're all back there, and I just kind of divvy in between them. But we are going to go ahead and get started, you guys. I am going to move my little desk closer to me, and the primer that we're going to use is the Maybelline Baby Skin. This is the Instant Pore Eraser. It's one of my favorite drugstore primers, and I am like running out of this primer, but I'm just going to use this to smooth in my pore areas where my pores are enlarged. This is about the only primer that I use all over my face because it's a silicone base, so it just smooths out the entire skin and makes it feel so flawless. Plus, that primer is only like $7 or $8 at like Walgreens, so it's not too expensive. But as far as my foundation, I am using my Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo foundation. I've been obsessed with this for probably the last week, like re-obsessed with it. I've always loved this foundation because it's a full coverage kind of consistency and it never does me wrong. I'm also, I use Deep 7-4 more in the winter and Deep 7-8 in the summer, fall. So I just dot this all over, and I don't need as much foundation as I used to. When I first started using this foundation, I had really bad acne scars, so I used to pile this on, but now I don't have that many acne spots or dark spots on my skin. Also, if you guys want to see an updated skincare routine, let me know, or skincare favorites, because my routine changes so much, so I'd rather do like a skincare favorites video for you guys. If you're interested in that, let me know. But I am blending this out, and this sponge that I'm using is a L'Oreal sponge from Walgreens. It's their foundation blender, and it is second to my beauty blender. When I don't want to use a beauty blender, I'll use this. I use these on my clients as well. I have a ton of them because they're like $7, and then sometimes Walgreens has the coupon book, and they have the coupons for this where you can get like $2 off or something like that. So I use it, or I buy them when that happens too. So love this sponge. It's so bouncy and soft, and it just blends so amazing, especially for it to be drugstore. I like this over my Real Techniques as well. See, you guys, it gives just a flawless face. Some people might think it's a little too thick, but I say if you've never tried this foundation, if you can go to a Sephora near you, go to a Sephora and try it out and just get like a sample and see how you like it. So now we are going to conceal / highlight. Now you don't have to always highlight. You can just conceal, which means you just put a little under your eyes to cover up the darkness, cover up the redness, cover up whatever you need, but you don't have to do the extreme of highlighting and contouring every single day. You guys, when I'm not filming, I don't have on makeup. Like, that is just, I don't wear makeup all the time, only when I go out or when I'm filming. So it is not a necessity. So my favorite concealer, my top favorite concealer, is the Tarte Shade Tape Concealer. I will put down the high-end concealer video downstairs, down in the description box, so you guys can see that. See some of my top 5 favorite concealers, high-end and also drugstore. But when I highlight and contour, I take it underneath of the eye and then up the side of the nose, just to kind of slim down the nose, and then on the chin and the Cupid's bow, and I also kind of bring it around my nose and down. So if you don't feel like doing that, or you're at the age where you're 35, 38, 45, 48, you know, of age where you're running behind kids, you have kids, you're just going to work, like, you know what I mean, you don't want to do a lot, you can just take this concealer and take about this much and blend it out with your finger and just go on about your business. Put on your foundation, put on your concealer, make sure you set that, and then you're good to go. Like, you do not need to do this extreme contouring. It just looks good for photographs and like my intros and things like that, so that is why I do it, but you do not need to do it. I don't do it on my more mature clients that I know don't like a lot of makeup. but you know, my younger girls, they love the whole highlighting and contouring, so they live for this stuff, but it is not necessary. So now that I have it in all of the areas where the sun, where the light naturally bounces off of my skin to bring those features forward, I am going to blend it out with the same beauty blender.
Me like I miss you. Fucked around.
So you guys, you see, this is why I love this concealer. I've just blended it out. It's not overly bright. It's a very natural concealer. It also dries down to a semi-matte, so it's not extremely matte, but it's more of like a semi-matte. It's also full coverage, so like I said, a little swipe goes a long way, and also it doesn't crease on me, and it looks so natural. This is in the shade Deep. They do have darker shades and also lighter shades, so I'm sure you can find a shade for you to contour if you want a cream contour, and also highlight like I did. It just looks so beautiful, you guys. It doesn't look overly bright, or it doesn't feel overly cakey either. That's a key point right there. So now I'm going to set that with my Sacha Buttercup setting powder. I know a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people do like it. You know, it's kind of like one of those, like, you know, I don't know. I love my Buttercup setting powder. I have no problems with it. So right now I am going to just set, and I take excess powder and set underneath of my eye. And I also bake the sides of my nose because I want the part to slim down. And then just go ahead and set everything else. And when I'm setting, the only parts of my face that I bake, which is when you let it sit on your skin and kind of settle into the skin and lock the concealer into place, the only places that I do that is the nose and this, like the nose, the bridge of the nose and the side of the nose. The bridge of the nose because that's where I get the oiliest, so while I do the rest of my face, I let that sit there. It soaks up some excess oils, and then I just pounce it away. But everywhere else, when I set my concealer, I just use the same damp beauty blender or beauty sponge that I'm using to, that I use to blend in my concealer, I use to pounce in my setting powder. So I just pounce it in and leave the rest be until I do the rest of my face. So then you guys, to contour my skin, I always use, or I use two things. My Black Radiance True Complexion contour palette, which is what I use 99% of the time, or I'll use my Makeup Geek contouring pans. And the brush that I use is my Pretty Bar. The Pretty Bar, it's a peach Bellini brush. I love these brushes, and I use this large powder brush to kind of run over where I'm contouring because I don't want like a super defined contour. I like it a little bit more like bronzed, so to speak, you know, kind of like just running it over. I love my Pretty Bar brushes as well. I have no problems with them. They have all done me so well. And the owner actually just opened up a store out in like Kansas or Kansas City, one of the two. I think it's Kansas. So now for blush, one of my favorite blushes, especially when I'm doing like oranges and yellows, is the NYX HD blush in the shade Bronze. I don't know if they still carry this, but I love this blush. It's so pretty, and I'm using another Pretty Bar brush. This is their blush brush, and I'm just going to run this over my cheeks. It just gives like a light sheen. Light little color, light little amount of like orange. I love this when I'm doing like copper looks because it just adds a little bit of color, but it's not too much color to where it's like, girl, you know, like I used to do. I used to be crazy. So for highlighter, you guys, I'm going to mix two. I'm going to use my Becca Topaz highlighter. This is one of their Shimmering Skin Perfectors. Becca highlighters are amazing. If you haven't tried Topaz and you're about my skin tone or darker, you should try it. It is very subtle and very soft. But you can, of course, make it a lot more intense. So this is just 2 swipes on the face. That's it of this one. And I'm using a Morphe fan brush. It's a very popular fan brush. They're always out of stock. And I always hit my sides of my forehead and then the Cupid's bow. And then I am going to go in with a drugstore highlighter. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome. It's gorgeous. And it's just going to give me an extra, like, pop, you guys. It's just going to, like, just take it to the next level of extra. So after I'm done with my blush, or my highlighter, I go back in with my blush brush just to kind of blend the two together and kind of run it along. And then now I'm just going to pound away all of the powder, or pounce I should say, and just press it into the skin so I can do my nose. So to contour my nose, I always use a Sigma E39 Buff and Blend eyeshadow brush. I don't know, it's just one of my favorites to, well, it is my favorite brush to do to contour my nose. And I have a whole video on how I contour my nose, so make sure that's listed down below. But everyone contours their nose differently. You know, it's all a personal preference. But I just pretty much take it along the sides. And then run over it with a sponge. And then for the nose highlight, I'm just going to use the Master Chrome, just so it's a little more poppin', a little more extra. And I take it on the tip. And then the bridge, I take it, I have like a little indentation right here, like where my nose kind of like is my nose, like the pudgy part of my nose. So I just take it there and then start to blend it out. Take my finger, run it over, and then take my brush that I use and also run it. So the setting spray that I use varies. If I want something a little more dewy, wet kind of looking, I'll use like my Mario Badescu, either the either the rose water or the cucumber water spray. Or if I want something more long lasting, I really like to use this DermaBlend Set and Refresh. Love this stuff. Love it, love it, love it. It's amazing. I love it when I'm going out, or I use like an Urban Decay all-nighter spray or something. And when I want, you know, like I have a MAC that I DIY'd. It's like a bronze shimmering. So when I want my face to shimmer a little more, I'll spray that. It's like a MAC Fix Plus, or, you know, spray my MAC Fix Plus. But for this video, I am going to go to dinner soon. And yes, I'm going with my candy corn eyeshadow. And so I'm just going to spray my DermaBlend Set and Refresh spray. And I just do about 4 or 5 sprays of that, and then just let this set in my skin, and it makes it last all day. It's amazing. So anyways, you guys, that wraps up my foundation routine for the fall time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like to see foundation routines or like routine videos, also let me know down below in the comment section. Don't forget about the giveaway that we have coming up soon. As soon as we hit 23,000 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway. So make sure you're commenting on every single video that I am posting, so that way you can be entered into the final video when I, you know, have a video all about what I'm giving away. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.